DCDMNQ on the 4.
How about now? Test 1, test 2. Let's go into my microphone. Test 1, test 2. Alright, there's something wrong with the mic.
Fib.NQ on the 89.
All right, let me see if I can figure out the mic thing. Oh, I think third time's a charm. All right, you guys can hear me all right. If you can, type a 1 if we're good, and 2 if we need to review a little bit farther. All right, let me get full auto turned on here. It is 9:05, 25 minutes before the US Open. Mic is good? Okay, awesome. All right, let me know where you are from. Oh, no, something's going on with the live stream. Hold on, things wrong.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Pop out chat. Okay. Give me just a moment here. I'm gonna refresh that. All right, there we go. The joys of live streaming. All right, let's get some full auto going. Arm long, arm short, full auto, Enigma on. 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 There we go. All right, if you are new with us, let me give a quick tour around what we've got going on here on the main screen. I got a 4K screen here. Let me zoom back out. It'll be a little bit easier. Let's see. There it is. Okay. And what is that? Full screen. Okay. All right, don't forget trading is risky and all that business. Let's get to it. So I'm going to give you a quick tour around the top side up here. So across the top, you will see the full auto items up top. I've got 6 of those running. These 4 here, this is going to be the Nerd, NASDAQ ES, RTY, and the Dow. And then a little divider line right here into some gold. And we've got gold as in the hard stuff, and we've got gold as in the CL liquid stuff. Liquid gold there for crude oil, and hard gold right there. Those are on full auto, running the Enigma V3 bot. All right, now let's get down here into the bottom portion of what I'm looking at here on this screen. This will show you some of the other items. Let me remove the drawings from yesterday. Hit Control R, remove all. Control R, remove all from yesterday. And just for good measure, we'll remove all for the time frame as well. Let's check the news here this morning. I see 10 a.m. $8:15 was the early one. 6 a.m. GDP. So 10 a.m. and 10:30. It's Wacky Wednesday. Crude oil inventories there at 10:30. That will impact the markets. It's showing as a green item. Probably should be like a medium to red. Oh, it's FOMC day. Okay. FOMC, folks. 2 o'clock. You know the deal. Prior to 2 o'clock, I want to be trading towards the golden ropes. Doesn't matter where we are located. I want to be trading toward the direction. My best plays are going to be towards the golden ropes on the higher time frames. So let's take a look at where that currently is. This is my 89 here, and currently it is below us. We've got a HMD set up on the 89s. So my first anticipation will be to hit a short back down into those golden ropes there on the NASDAQ. At the same time, seems like, at least from my initial look around the horn, that so I'm looking at NinjaTraders. If you guys head over to NinjaTrader Live, I like to look at their poll in the morning. So they have a poll out. Usually it says, what is your market outlook for today? No, they're bullish. Never mind. Okay, earlier when I looked at it, they were bearish. And I'm not talking about the people that are on the screen. They just poll the whole crowd, and I kind of like to get a general sentiment of where retail is. So if they're looking to the long side there this morning, awesome. Can't wait to be taking some shorts as our system sets up for that. Okay. Pre-FOMC, that is. Now, after FOMC, all bets are off. But we will be looking for them to rest the price in the golden ropes area, the golden ropes of hedge fund safety, where their managers won't rip their heads off for getting on in a wrong spot. Real-time protection off. Yes, let's check that one more time. As all good gamers do, we want to turn that real-time protection off and get our PCs running at their max so we get the max frame rate, etc. This is a gaming thing. Make sure you've got your PC ready to run the game.
Double Delta NQ on the 4.
And let me get the chat on screen here. There it is. Good morning, Top Gun. Praise the Lord indeed. Hit that like button, folks. Yes, please. Let's do that. All right, let's get down in here into the entry charts. I've got a super AO right here before the open. So yeah, I'll give that a shot. I'll go a half position here on a double red there. Let's count ticks here. And I'm gonna get my F6 line there. Let's see, we just came up and hit strong buy on the nerd. I see ES standing straight up on NRTY and the Dow, all of them standing straight up here. So this might be a little riskier there at the top, especially after a big juicy trap like this one. It could go up a little bit further there. In fact, I hear them clacking now. I'm gonna take that loss here right off the bat. I'm hearing them clack up, and with that kind of strong trap right there, they may be pushing up a little bit farther here. Hearing them clack through there. So I'll wait for Audio Box to kind of finish that off there, give the juicy head fake there, and then I'll try to catch it back on the way down. We just got a big white cross up top here. Okay, first set of sellers starting to step in there. I heard them, so I'll go ahead and re-engage. +1 a little bit there. Basically a super duper AO right here. So 1 ready DD is super, 2 is duper. AO, alpha, omega. Goes above that. Good morning, Jason B. Great to see you.
Double delta NQ on the 4.
Okay, that just shifted. We got a green in there. Got to be a little careful with that. (9:16 a.m.) so about 15 minutes to the open. All right, that changes things. We got a green dot in there now. That is a headshot long off of that super duper. Man, they're slipping me in on the entry on that. So that turned into a power headshot, and we are strong buy side. So we'll see if we can make up for lost ground there. It got a little tricky in there. It was a super duper, and then it threw in a green. So like I said, big trap down here. I was a little bit concerned with that. And so they'll shove them, cluster back behind it as well. Big Bear, what time frame? Guys and gals, I love you guys. I do. But for the love, will you please give me what chart when y'all say this stuff? Big Bear, 850 to 9. Not on this one. Not on the MACV. On the 9s.
Enigma short on the NQ4.
Okay, we got all kinds of things happening right here. We've got an Enigma now. I'm hearing audio box. So I'm going in the direction of audio box. Whatever that may be. Currently is clacking. So I'll be looking for the backing. Literally my original stop behind the ready DD becomes my target up there back behind the Enigma as the audio box is going. Tricky area here at 9:19, 10 minutes before the US Open. Currently in a power headshot long. Originally started out as a super duper AO. I was hoping we get a little pullback. We did just enough though for them to fire in a Fibelladot green for the continuation. Hearing audio box clack in. We got a 23.4 red. If I hear the sellers come back in, I literally will reverse that and look for that 20 bag target and hopefully a little bit more if we start to hear sellers step in here on the 23.4. I'm going to refresh my 9s because mine looks like a pretty decent split in there. And that I'm not sure. Does y'all's look like this? Do you have two reds like this, or do you have a big solid red? I've got a split there. On the 9s, let me know what yours looks like. Posted in Discord. All right, let me take a look here. Yours is one big one. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, I'm gonna mark it up. I'm gonna press F5 one more time to refresh my chart to see if I can get mine to look like that. Yeah, mine looks a little goofy. All right, thank you for that, Brian. I'm gonna mark that out. But that's what's helpful to me. Like if you do see one, you see something like that, pop it there in the chat. Let me know which chart you see it on so I can mark it up as well. Beautimus. All right, Big Bear up on the 9s. And did he make any money? No, he did not. Cool. So we know there's a spot that we'll return to there. 22950. Be looking to return to at some point there. If you'll do me a favor, Brian, just curious, if you press F5, does yours split out? Or when you press F5, let me know if it's the same or split. (9:22), 8 minutes before the open.
So ECB Tolsman to MNI says there's no reason for further rate cuts.
Okay, 924.
ECB
Turn
Tolsman says rates are
financial
likely in
juice on 'em.
expansionary
They're
territory.
already on. Great. Do me a favor, smash that like button before we get going. Need to get to 100 likes for me to stay the whole session, or I got to be out early in the morning before 10 a.m. The half of you guys have hit the like button. We need to get the rest of you guys to smash it. Smash and bash. All right, it's juking around up here. Got to be real careful. Got my finger over
Double
the
delta NQ
half
on the four.
hotkeys ready to roll. Delta shift. Five minutes before the U.S. Open.
Upper bands touch NQ on the 44.
Double cross on the nines now. All right, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to take my 20 ticks. I don't know what's going on there. It's right before the open. We've got some conflicting stuff going on there. Currently strong buy. I'd like to see it all the way to the back there, but we got a delta shift now. Started out super duper. Now we've got, I mean, this is just a crazy setup going on here. I'm gonna hold. Look at this. Double cross. Potential double move. At the same time, could be we've been in this zone, so that double cross could push it back down. It's pre-FOMC. We could see a dropout. I'm just going to let the morning open shake out here and see where we go on that. I'm going to just hold on to my first few dollars there this morning and count that a green. Trade number one in the bin, but I don't know. I don't have a... I don't got a good read on that one. I'm going to leave it alone for a minute. How's everybody doing? Let me not get caught in the weeds there. I'm not going to get Medusa affected into a position or a thought on that play. The Enigma audio box tells me we should be hitting the back of that Enigma, but it is just too slow for me psychologically comfortable with that play. Good morning, Mr. Stillwell. Good morning, Jadash. Good morning, Doc. Good morning, Robert. Rodney, good morning. Good morning, GG. Good morning, Mr. Krieger. Good morning, Eddie. Here's a split also. Here's split after F5 as well. Okay. But it does look like they're in there. They're solid. And it did split after the F5. Okay. but I'm still keeping it marked. Like it's a 500 and a 500. So I'm just gonna, and it looks like one smooth leg. But right in the middle of that leg, it did get broken up. Like if I look real close.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Well, no, it didn't. It looks like a nice smooth leg into it. So I think we're good. Thank you for calling that out. It does look like we got a nice solid 1000 level bear in there. So we've got a nice juicy target if we get a play set up here, targeting at least the top of the bear. Let that bear out before they continue the run, and our FOMC day rules playing towards the golden ropes also gonna be effective on that as well. Our best plays will be toward the golden ropes pre-FOMC. Now at the open, all bets are off. You know the deal. Oh, look at that beautiful green dot coming in there to finish off the play. Was too busy gabbing away there. Anybody grab that green dot afterwards? So that is now a double dot power headshot to push it all the way up to the back of that Enigma, just like we said it should have. Good deal, good deal. Just took a little bit too long there. 9:29. I hope it's not this slow today. That's going to be a real pain in the tail. 9:29. I hope it wakes up here at the open. Prior high just up above us. R1 above that. And let's see if they do some crazy launch there at the morning open. We've got 30 seconds to the open. That is now the third one. I am going to go ahead and get short on a 1, 2, 3 count. I may not be a very smart man, but I can count to 3. You know what I'm saying? All right, that is a 1, 2, 3 count AO. It's short. Hopefully this will be the one to take it all the way down to what's the top of that bear? Top of the bear is
10 seconds.
22,950. So I'll put a line right here for the big bear.
$340 million.
And got me another one that's 4 and a super AO along with it. They are doing the push launch.
Double delta NQ on the 9. Upper bands touch NQ on the 4.
Almost to the target. Double delta shift again. Well, single delta shift.
NQ on the 89.
Coming up on the GLR target. Straight legged that one up. Flying off the open. Okay, they're gonna full max me. Almost to the GLR.
Upper bands touch NQ on the 4.
There it is. Target filled on that one. Marching straight up.
Upper bands touch NQ on the 44.
Anybody but too late.
Dude, you guys notice Trump's a little upset?
Likely referring to Powell.
I got a theory on that. Y'all remind me to talk about this, having to do with the Epstein stuff. He seems a little. Remember how I said yesterday he seemed a little pissy? And by a little, I mean a lot. Did you guys notice that yesterday? If you were watching any of the news drama yesterday, Trump was definitely not himself yesterday. Did you notice?
Double delta NQ on the 9.
I know I did. Okay, so Big Bear in there. He wants 250 ticks. I would love 250. I'll take it. Big Bear in there.
NQ on the 89.
Yeah, if you count these together.
So out the gate here, just seeing the S&P 500 extending gains up around spot 5% now.
Double delta NQ on the 9.
So I'm going to measure 250, 232, 250 gets me right about there. And that same spot is 22950 as well.
Enigma short on the YM3.
Okay, YM coming down. I'm going to initiate positions on the bot. We've got a 3 wise men up top on NQ on the 4s on my Enigma. I'm not sure why they don't show up here. The same 4s up there, but different chart. All right, let's see how we go. 933. All right, 5.4 into king timing.
Double delta NQ on the 9. Upper bands touch NQ on the 89.
Okay, double cross.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Power headshot.
Upper bands touch NQ on the 44.
Okay, small bear just came in now on the 9s. So he wants 125. 125 is 137. 125
long on
would
the
be
NQ4.
Somewhere right in the middle here.
Fib.NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the
is
4.
rising over 1% out the open here, hitting a record high.
Initiate. Hitting record high, you think? All right, so I'll initiate on the bot. Full auto on Q and take over there. Headshot, add to position. 9:38. Still 2 minutes early for the 940 to 950 reversal.
Upper bands touch NQ on the 89. Enigma short on the NQ4.
Okay, level 14 on the 4s. Add 2 position on bot. This one's going to be a fascinating study. So tap, 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 tap. That is a massive level of divergence across those. That is going to be a very interesting study.
Fib.NQ on the 9.
Okay, even bigger bear just stepped in on the 9s. Red dot on the 9.
So Nvidia now becomes the first company to hit $4 trillion in market cap.
Fib.NQ on the 9.
That would be AI.
Divergence down NQ on the 44.
So that pulled a switch dot I didn't see.
Fib.NQ on the 9.
Too busy thinking through that one there.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Okay, first green dot cracking there on the 4s. The time 9:41. And for the 940 to 950 reversal.
So Nvidia shares rising here as CoreWeave spikes as they're to offer Nvidia Blackwell GPUs at scale. So CoreWeave shares are up this morning in pre-market as well, extending now out of the open, after the cloud computing provider said that it would offer Nvidia's RTX Pro 600 Blackwell GPUs at scale.
Don't know what that means, but it sounds like it's good for Nvidia.
Keep in mind that news from CoreWeave did originally come out around 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time this morning.
This is going to be a very fascinating study. I want to keep this on for recording's sake. This is going to be a very interesting study.
Upper bands touch NQ on the 89. Fib.NQ on the 4.
Power headshot.
Fib.NQ on the 9.
triple dot to a pink power dot. Fascinating.
Double delta NQ on the 4.
So the 89 may still have a little more in it. See this 23072. 2307225 should be there on your 89.
So for a bit of context behind the market cap growth in Nvidia
Or the
here, so
AO
they were
line.
founded obviously in 93. They first passed the $2 trillion market cap February of 2024, and they only hit 3 trillion in June. And again, we're already at 4 trillion now in early July.
Upper band touch NQ on the 89. Double delta NQ on the 9.
Okay, they just touched it. 073.
DCDM NQ on the 4.
It's all about precision and timing, no facade. Algo box making moves, never reclining. Every trade calculated, no emotion in the mix. We profit off the
23073. Tracked.
Enigma short on the RTY3.
RTY put in its first Enigma.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Okay, they're slicing through that. 23023. Full bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Fib.NQ on the 9.
So 1,000 tick up move. Red dot up top. All right.
J-hook long
that's
NQ
my
on the
last
4.
ad on the bot. Okay. Let's see.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Yeah, it's wild.
FIB.NQ on the 9. Double delta NQ on the 4. FIB.NQ on the 9.
Switch dot on the 9s and a mega
FIB.NQ
late
on the
Nate
4.
and then a switch dot back. Wow. Wild.
In 10 minutes time now, at the top of the hour, we see the release of the US wholesale inventories month over month. This is the May final read. So the forecast is minus 0.3% on the prior minus 0.3%, range of 0% to minus 0.3%. Sales month over month, forecast 0.2% on the prior 0.1%. So US stocks are extending gains now with the Nasdaq up 1%.
When's the rug pull? I'm not sure. It's 9:51, so it is 1 minute past the 9:40 to 9:50 reversal. So, I mean, it should be right now. Like, if it's going to come on time, it would be now. But this is I don't know. That kind of news on Nvidia, I don't know. Can't say we've ever had AI hardware chatter, not in my lifetime. So this is a world first.
FIB.NQ on the 4. FIB.NQ on the 4.
Don't close above it. Okay.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
It's been 5 minutes time now. At the top of the hour, we see the release of the US wholesale inventories month-over-month May final read. Forecast minus 0.3% on the prior minus 0.3%, and the wholesale sales forecast 0.2%. Seeing that Germany's Chancellor Merz and France's President Macron are scheduled to meet during the week of July 21st. Again, top of the hour, get the wholesale sales as well. The month-over-month forecast 0.2% on the prior 0.1%.
Okay, Big Bear just stepped in here on the 44 range. So we'll see if he gets his 250 ticks or if he's going to get allowed the opportunity to get out later. So RTY and the Dow took a little bit of a deeper move. That's interesting. Went ahead and closed out the position on the Dow and the RTY. So RTY had put in that 7.4 there this morning. Closed out. So I don't know if is Nvidia which indexes is Nvidia in? Is it only in the Nasdaq?
Final wholesale inventory.
Oh, maybe the ES as well, because it's ES and Nasdaq straight up. RTY and the Dow down. ES is finally taking its
Upper bands touch
chug-a-lug.
on the 89.
ES made that up run, and now ES is turning.
Algo boxers.
1 minute remaining now.
Smash the like button. Smash. 1, 2, we smash. 1, 2, hold up.
Okay, news coming out here in seconds.
Fib.NQ on the 9. Low impact news event final wholesale inventories month over month.
Ten seconds.
Thank you, Tom K.
Minus 0.3% as expected. Wholesale trade sales month over month minus 0.3%, minus
Double down and
0.3%.
NQ on the
Loading
44.
forecast 0.2%.
We got divergence on the nines. We could get a move right here. I am watching my ripple chart. We don't like to take
Blue dot came in on the 44s. Closed above.
an enigma.
Divergence down NQ on the 9.
I'm taking
Okay, and a big bull at the end.
Trump posting on Truth says our Fed rate is at least 3 points too high. Quote unquote, too late is costing the US $360 billion a point per year in refinancing costs. No inflation, companies pouring into America, the hottest country in the world. Lower the rate.
I am at my full position now.
He seems a little feisty again today. He's hot under the collar, can you tell?
Targets filled. Get
Fib.NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the 9.
So if Trump's out there being like, you better lower the rate, blah, 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 this also might be the anticipation that there will be a surprise rate cut at the 2 o'clock as I'm thinking about that. That could be what's up. On top of the Nvidia, they're layering it in. Yeah, the only chips they're going to be making someday is going to be the ones you can't eat. No Fed meeting today, just minutes. Velusi, you sound like you know what you're talking about, but you obviously don't. Oh my word. Do I still have to keep explaining to people what the difference is between meeting and minutes? You understand that at the meeting, nobody's in there and they don't tell anybody about it. And that the minute release is what they tell you what they had in the last meeting. So if they surprise and go, oops, guess what we talked about in our last meeting? We're reducing the rates. Like, the minutes is our version of what we get to see what happened behind the scenes of the FOMC when it occurred. Anyway. Whatever, bruh. Keep coming in here and trying to be, well, technically. All right, bro. Back to the Uber route. Make sure you deliver the fries hot and on time or no tip, bro. Oh, after the neural implant, they'll just tell us we're full. Yeah. They'll implant the chemical to
imposes additional Iran sanctions
to tell us that we're not hungry anymore. You're not hungry anymore. You're full. You are now a fully charged battery. Now back to your cage, boy.
So again, from the Treasury website, the US imposes additional Iran-related sanctions.
Did I say boy? I meant battery. Flubbed that up. I gotta stop reading the chat. All right.
Google begins rolling out Gemini to Wear OS watches. So the watches include Pixel, Samsung, Oppo, OnePlus, and Xiaomi.
Fib.NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the 9. Fib.NQ on the 44.
So Trump on Truth Social just reiterating countries aligning themselves with anti-American policies in BRICS will be charged an additional 10% tariff, says there will be no exceptions to this policy.
Blue dot on the 44. It's the second
Double
blue
delta
dot.
NQ on the 4.
On the optimized range. I have a feeling somebody knows about the FOMC minutes, that it's going to show that they are going to be reducing the rates. So I think this is the anticipation push of them being like, yeah, we're running up the rates. I'm sorry, we're dropping the rates. So free money for everyone. So therefore everything goes up because you've just talk about inflation. You're inflating everything priced in dollars, including the markets. And then on top of that, they layer in the super chip manufacturing. I heard Intel had big numbers as well. So Intel and Nvidia simultaneously going to be the perfect storm.
Fib.NQ on the 4. Divergence down NQ on the 9.
Somebody remind Velusel with the retarded name that will, since he's laid down the guarantees, you almost solidified it for me. You literally don't know the difference between meeting and meeting minutes, and you're saying that there's absolutely no way when Trump has just basically done the, let's see, maybe you haven't been keeping up, but he literally put on the pressure. It's like, hey, I'd like to fire you. I think he's threatened to, he's already looking for somebody else to fill the position. He's talking about how, hey, inflation doesn't need to be controlled anymore. Bring it down, all this stuff. And with this kind of movement today, you don't think that there's some anticipation that they will? I mean, I'm not going to say anything's ever 100%. As soon as you say it's 100%, it's almost like guaranteed that it will. So, I mean, you almost laid down the gauntlet on, you guarantee, 100%, absolutely guarantee he won't. Okay, bro. Well, you just lit it for me. It's like talking to the guy in the elevator who's giving you the elevator pitch on why he just invested in Tongo Schlong stock. Okay, bro. Will it reach R3? I mean, this might be the type of day that it will, which is why I'm kind of paring back here on it, and I may be taking a big fat loss.
We have posted out now the US wholesale inventories May 2025 final report on the feed.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
New bar on the 89. See what she's gonna do.
Mexico's President Scheinbaum says Mexico officials are to talk border and trade in DC on Friday.
on the
In
4.
10 minutes time now, at the bottom of the hour, we see the release of the weekly EIA inventories numbers. Crude oil inventories forecast is a draw of 1.6 million on the prior build of 3.845 million. The range sees build of 1.6 million to a draw of 3.956 million expected. Gasoline inventories forecast a draw of 1 million on the prior build of 4.188 million, and distillate inventories forecast was a draw of 1.5 million on the prior draw of 1.71 million. Crude Cushing inventories prior was a draw of 1.493 million.
Lower bands touch
So
NQ
keep
on
in
the
mind, last night we
44.
did see the private release of the US API crude oil stock change showed an unexpected build of 7.1 million when the draw was expected at 2.8 million.
One click, one tap, let's go. Algo box. Tap it up, tap it down, smash that like, shake the ground, hit that like, boom, 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 hit that like, tap, tap, hit that like, smash, hit that like button, one click, one tap, let's go, Algo box.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Algo box for the win. Truth will set you free. Truth will set you free. The truth. Light it up. Smash through like that. Smash. What it? Hold up. Smash. Smash. 1, 2, hit the like button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yo, hit it now. I saw him tap. Boom. I saw him tapping. I saw him tapping.
Divergence up NQ on the 9. Fib.
On the 89, we're back on that 23072 point. It's going to be a critical level here. Blue dots call bottoms all the time. What's it going to be?
In 5 minutes time now, at the bottom of the hour, we get the release of the weekly EIA inventories numbers. Crude oil inventories forecast is a draw of 1.6 million on the prior build of 3.845 million. The range sees a build of 1.6 million to a draw of 3.956 million expected. Gasoline inventories forecast a draw of 1 million on the prior build of 4.188 million. Distillate inventories, the forecast is a draw of 1.5 million on the prior draw of 1.71 million, and crude Cushing inventories, the prior was a draw of 1.493 million. Keep in mind last night in the private API stock change numbers, crude saw an unexpected storage build of 7.3 million. The expected draw of 2.8 million. Mexico's President Scheinbaum says Mexican copper exports benefit US industry and economy.
Lower bands news event you on the oil inventories. Double delta NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the 4. Lower bands touch NQ on the 44.
Touchdown.
Double delta and lower bands touch NQ on the 44. Fib.NQ on the 4.
All right. Big drop off there.
Bands touch NQ on the 44.
What's the time? 10:28. Big dog seller came through all the way through.
Lower bands touch NQ on the 44.
Let's see. That's over 2,000 to sell through.
One minute remaining now. I'll lead with the EIA.
Here comes the news in about 50 seconds. How long as ever waited for a trade to close? Well, today is definitely a day of firsts. Like I said, that was a massive set of divergence there. It's like, anyway, we'll come back and talk about it later. I need to concentrate here. News coming out in about 30 seconds. So what's happening there on the 89? Like I said, that was going to be a critical level. They'll use this news as an excuse. That's 1-2 on a third, I will get long.
Draw of 1 spot 6 million. Gasoline inventories, a draw of 2 spot 658 million. A draw of 2 spot 658 million, lower than the expected draw of 1 million. Distillate inventories, a draw of 0 spot 825 million. A draw of 0 spot 825 million, which is higher than the expected draw of 1 spot 5 million. And crude fishing inventories, a build of 0 spot 464 million. A build of 0 spot 464 million.
All right, there's a divergence there. Thank you. Close out the bot on that one. And there is the third one. 32-bit operating system. 1, 2, and 3. Can I count? Yes, I can. That's number 3.
We have posted out the
Lower
EIA
bands
weekly
touch
inventories
and dot
report on the
on the
page for
4.
those interested.
Lower bands
Okay.
on the 44. Fib.NQ on the 9.
Yikes, got a mega late Nate there.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Number 4.
Fib.NQ on the 9. Fib.NQ on the 4.
On the 44, all the way back down inside into the golden ropes area.
Fib.NQ on the 9.
So kind of FOMC style type of day trade toward the golden ropes, and that is exactly why.
40. Fib.NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the 9.
Listening for audio box. Okay, they came down, they let the bear out.
NQ on the 4.
Talked about that before.
Enigma long on the NQ4. Fib.NQ on the 44.
There's the 89 on the touch. Enigma 7-2. Somebody ban Leon.
Fib.NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the 9. Fib.NQ on the 9.
Blue dot on the 44. Blue dots call bottoms all the time. Let's see how that one plays.
Fib.NQ on the 44. Double delta NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the 89.
Green dot on the 89. Are they going to crack through that white line? That would be behind the Enigma.
Double delta NQ on the 4.
Whoa, 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 bro. Whoa.
Double
Back to
delta
R1.
4. Divergence of
Okay, buddy.
44. Lower bands touch NQ on the 44.
Number am I on here? It's 2, 4.
Double delta NQ on the 9.
And
Lower bands touch NQ on the 44. Lower bands touch NQ on the 44. Double delta NQ on the 4. Enigma long on the NQ4. Double delta NQ on the 9. Fib.NQ on the 4. J-hook long NQ on the 4. Fib.NQ on the down NQ on the 9. DCDM NQ on the 4.
Okay, cross right in front of the target. Hopefully we get that continuation up all the way to the GLR.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Headshot.
Fib.NQ on the 9. Fib.NQ on the 4.
Switch dot HMD.
Fib.NQ on the 9.
I want to mark where that green dot was from before. It was right here. Got snapped.
Double Delta NQ on the 4.
Algo box showing trades. Every single day, scammers hiding in their holes. Wasting your energy away. Trying to make a quick buck, but they're just snakes in the grass, and you're out of luck. They'll promise you the world, but it's all a facade. They'll take your hard-earned cash and leave you feeling robbed. They'll talk a big game with their words so smooth, but behind the scenes it's all a twisted groove. They prey on the innocent. They don't care who they hurt. They'll sell your dreams while they'll laugh at you.
Fib.NQ on the 4.
Of your trust and leave you with disbelief. But it's time to stand up and expose their deceit. Trading triumph, I'm the ruler of the trade. With Algo box by my side, no mistake can be made. Wrecking scammers with my live streams every day. Taking on the market, I'm here to stay.
Fib.NQ.
All right, we have 2 minutes to get to the 200 like mark. 12. Let's see, we're at 10:43. We got 2 minutes to get to 200 likes.
On the 9.
All right, I can see you guys tomorrow.
Enigma short on the Y.
R1. Here is the test breakdown of the white line. Prior high being tested once again. Will they hold it above the prior high? That is the question. Gonna listen for audio box to hear if the buyers are going to step in around the prior high or not. We've got 1 minute to get to 200 likes. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thirty seconds.
Breaking the codes, unraveling the scam.
All right, so 46,000 on one, and I don't think we're going to make it. 1045, only 180 likes, and lots of people hanging out here. That is too bad. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm out.